Today is June 4th, Tuesday, 2024. I call this meeting to order at 5:04 p.m. We are joined by Ellen Doust, Liz Murphy, Shar Osgood, Catherine Healy, and Joe Bowen. The Mass Cultural Council is a public entity. This is Fitchburg's local cultural council, or LCC. Our mission is to elevate our rich cultural life in Fitchburg, and we're put in place by the mayor's office. We're always looking for new members, and we welcome all to join us at any time. If there are any members on Zoom, please just put your hand up if you would like to make a comment. But I do not believe we have any members of the public on Zoom right now. Thank you, Dan. We are being recorded, and we are on TV for public access for the future, so everything we say here is being recorded. On the agenda is introductory comments, new members, voting on the grant report, voting on the treasurer report, voting on minutes to review, vote on leadership roles or membership roles, discussing the public input, Mass Cultural Council visit / cultural district update, and any announcements / upcoming events or and adjournment. We welcome members of the public to make a public comment for up to 2 minutes, as long as it pertains to the agenda. If you are interested, go ahead and stand at the podium or raise your hand in person or on Zoom. All right.
We have a member of the public interested in speaking.
What agenda item would you like to speak on?
New members.
All right. Go ahead.
My name is Josh Klaus. I reside at 44 Crescent Street. Some of you know who I am. So I'm just giving you a heads up that I've submitted my paperwork to our new mayor. I'm interested to come back and serve on the Cultural Council. I was appointed over a year ago under the last administration. So I hope we move forward and go from there. So I'm just waiting to hear back.
Awesome. Thank you. And Josh, question. Did you go through an info session?
I did. I went through all of the stuff. I attended one meeting. I stepped down for some personal situations, but those are taken care of, and I'm looking to come back.
Excellent. All right. So your next step for that would be to send us a resume as well. You did? To the Cultural Council or just straight to the mayor? Okay. And just the council, usually what happens is we do like a recommendation vote.
Yes.
But with a little bit more notice? Do we?
Yep, this was just me giving you a heads up of my intentions. So I'm just going through the process right now with the mayor's office.
Yeah, Madam Chair, at this time it's informational, and we'll talk with the mayor and get the pertinent info, and Joshua will be in touch with you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yep.
Thanks, Josh. Thank you for your interest. And welcome back. All right. Is there anyone else that would like to speak on new membership? All right. Moving on. Grant report. As of today, we have 47 out of 61 direct grant agreements and W-9s submitted to us out of all the applications. There are still, we had a little bit of a delay with processing checks. I apologize to the grant recipients for that. But we are almost caught up. We still have another set to send out. Probably they should be hopefully taken care of in the next week or two and submitted for that. So thank you for your patience. The checks will come out. You will receive them. And thank you for your patience in doing your programming. Anything else on that? Out of these, we have 10 final reports that have been submitted, one of which needs to send an expense report. And we have a few grant modification, a few programs from FY23 that their grant extension was for June 30th. We have received 4 of those. There's still 3 more that are left. And I believe we have a grant extension request by Monique Referee. Would you like to come up?
Hello, Cultural Council, my esteemed Fitchburg Cultural Council. Thank you all very much for your service to this city that I love so dearly. Just a little bit about my project. This is for the Fitchburg Cultural Council live/guided painting. I already had a modification on this program to change it from just being live painting to guiding during events, just so that way I could be flexible. As some of you may know, I work for In Town Fitchburg, and I help out with a lot of the events, event management, marketing, that type of thing. That does leave me really stretched and pressed for time during many of our events that I would like to attend to do guided painting at, and our activities at. Just a little bit about the money I've spent so far and what I kind of have left right now. I have 7 hours committed so far at $50 an hour, totaling $350. So that I kind of consider, okay, that's, you know, I've already obviously received my payment, but this is kind of what I've accomplished. I have 5 hours left. And so far I have done a few sessions. Sorry, I was trying to open up my sessions. Oh, so far I've done 2 sessions. First one, 3 hours at the North County Harvest Festival in 2023 on October 5. Session 2 is October 17, a Market on Mill. That's 2024. I did acrylic live painting for that one. Both of these I actually kind of did some dual live painting and guided, which was really fun. It kind of fuses into each other when you're painting and there's kids around. It's awesome to paint with them. So yeah, I can't foresee myself completing the additional 5 hours by June 30, although I had hoped to, just because of my multifaceted nature of how I, you know, help out with events in the downtown. That'll be super easy for me to accomplish in the next fiscal year.
Do you have an estimate of when you think you will complete it?
Yeah, before the winter.
Before the winter?
Yeah, before the winter of this year.
Okay, so before December 31st.
Yeah, before December 31.
All right.
I hope, but just in case, I wanted to come to the council.
Motion to accept the revision request. Motion to accept the revision request.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, we got a motion for FY23 LCC 46565, first Thursday live painting days. A motion to accept the extension to December 31st. Am I modifying your motion too much?
No, that's exactly it.
I'll second.
And a second from Liz. Would anyone like to speak on the matter?
Sorry.
I think that it's, it is perfectly safe to extend this for Monique because she is so busy and everything she does is within the city. So, she'll have opportunity and she'll make it happen.
Yep.
My 2 cents.
Anyone else? All right. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? Motion passes.
Thank
Congratulations,
you, Cultural
Monique.
Council. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And I'll get you the, what's it called, W-9, and the other thing I need to submit for my next one as well. So sorry for the delay on that.
No worries.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome. Congratulations.
See you, Monique.
Okay.
Is there more to the grant report?
There
I'm ready
is
to
a
make a
couple
motion.
more things I want to mention.
Okay.
Monique. So I noticed that one of our grant recipients, they changed their location from the First Parish, which is a Unitarian church, and also from the senior center it's from the senior center to Emmanuel Lutheran Church, and I don't know if you guys think that that is cause for asking them to ask for a grant modification, or if we need to vote on it. Does anyone have any thoughts on that?
I'm fine with
I don't see any concerns with that.
All right. Okay. And then the other thing I want to mention, I just want to state it slightly on record. I attended a event, FCC-funded program by Tommy Roll, who was one of our FCC-funded, like I said, FCC-funded. And he's an out-of-town performer who performed at the Senior Center. And it was a great event, but in the last 5 minutes, he made a comment that he was intending to be patriotic, but what he said felt a little bit alienating to some of the people in there that are not from America, and those people walked out, and people were very concerned. And I just wanted to state that as I personally wouldn't recommend voting for him again, just because he wasn't willing to even apologize for just, I'm sorry for the confusion, or like I'm sorry if I offended anyone. They weren't able to be flexible about any of that, and it, made for kind of an unwelcoming program at the end. And, we don't know if that those people will return to the senior center because they felt so alienated by it. So I just want to state that. And I think that is it. Would anyone like to make a motion about the grant report?
A motion to accept the grant report?
Second
Motion.
by Ellen, sorry.
Motion by Joe to accept the grant report. Second by Ellen. Would anyone like to speak on the matter? All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 All right, motion passes. Next is the treasurer's report. I will give that over to Liz.
Thank you. So you should have in front of you your May treasurer's report, and it's a couple pages long. Starting at the top, the first section is our local funds account. We've had no activity in that account, so we can skip past that. The second section is the FY22 grant account. Also, no activity since the last time we met. This is going to eventually be reprogrammed into FY24, so we'll just see that money move over to FY24 as we reprogrammed it on the Cultural Council side, but just hasn't hit the books on the city side yet. In FY, if you look to the next page, you'll see the FY23 grant. There were a number of transactions that happened in December. I don't know if we went, I can't recall, I apologize if we went over that in a previous treasurer's report, but just in case we haven't, we still have $10,489 in that account. And then you'll see a lot of new activity. That's for our FY24 grant account. We started issuing payments on 4/22 and issued, I didn't count it up, but quite a few through May 16th. We should see some additional activity in June. So out of that 56,600 that was allocated, we have 23,763 left. Below that, you just see a summary of all of our funding. So right now, we have a combined total of $45,746.53. The last few boxes is really a preparatory for next year. So we're not really ready to look at what might be available for reprogramming for next year, but that's just being held for future use. So Respectfully, that is my report. Any questions?
Well, I make a motion that we accept this grant report as written.
Second.
Excellent. Motion by Shara, second by Tamar. Would anyone like to speak on the matter? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion passes. Thank you, Liz. So next is leadership roles. I will.
Minutes?
Oh yeah, minutes. Who took minutes in March 19th?
I think that I was away. That must have been the one.
Yeah, I thought Shar was away, so I thought someone else said that someone else volunteered to take minutes.
We'll have to go back to the tape.
Yeah.
I tried watching the tape, but we didn't say online we didn't say, oh, this person took minutes.
Well, minutes can certainly be created from the recording.
Yeah. Shar, would you mind doing that?
I'll do it.
Thank you. We appreciate you. All right, so that'll be for the next meeting. Next is membership roles or leadership roles. I would like to nominate Joe Bowen as chair of the Cultural Council. Is there anyone else that would like to make any other leadership nominations?
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Are we doing this because it's time to do this or because you are stepping down as chair?
We are doing this because I am stepping down. So I am. I can talk more about it later, but I am stepping down as chair because currently I am fulfilling several different roles in the Cultural Council while also owning a business, the Curious Escape Rooms. And I also have a part-time job at Fitchburg Creative City Partnership where we run a lot of committee meetings and do a lot of things for the public, similar to the Cultural Council. So because of this, I do need to focus back onto my business as much as I can. So yeah, I wanted to spread it out and see if we could nominate someone for a chair.
So you made a motion to, or you nominated?
I nominated. I don't know if I'm supposed to make motions as chair.
Well,
I would second that, except if you're not actually making the motion as the chair.
I would make the motion, and you can
Okay.
second it.
Thank
Chair
you.
will make the motion.
All right. Shara makes a motion to appoint Joe Bowen as chair of the Fitchburg Cultural Council. A second by Liz Murphy. Anyone speaking on the matter?
yes.
Go ahead.
First of all, I want to say thank you very much for the nomination. Thank you for the motion and the second. It would be my honor to serve again as the chair of the Cultural Council. I'm prepared and I accept the nomination, I guess, if the council is so moved to nominate me. So thank you.
Awesome.
Do we need to take a vote on that?
Yeah. Unless anyone else want to speak on it?
I just want to say thank you to Joe for taking that on, and we appreciate it. Gratitude your way.
Yep.
Very much.
I will say the reason why I wanted to nominate Joe is because Joe has been chair before, so he knows how to immediately step in, and I know that he has a vision for the Cultural Council. Go ahead, Tamar.
I was just going to say, I know a number of us were here when Joe was the chair before, so we know how he runs a meeting. We know he knows protocol. We know he's been in politics and would like to be in politics, and so he knows he's been teaching us and training us for the past 4 years.
Yeah. Joe was our ex officio before he became our voting member again in January.
So we're in good hands.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly. All right. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. All right. So we still have, Joe, would you be, unless someone else would be interested in taking on the tasks of grant coordinator, which is basically checking our inbox, keeping track of paperwork from the grant recipients, and being the liaison for them. Joe, would you be willing to take that on for the time being?
Yeah, I would like to make a suggestion in terms of how to go about determining the next set of roles and responsibilities for folks, and that what I'll do is I'll take on the work that you've been doing, Audrey, and then the rest of us can continue with what we've been doing, and then over the course of the next few months, we'll figure out how we want to divvy up the work and get the council, to keep the council on track. And I'm okay with doing that.
Yeah. I think that sounds good unless anyone wants to self-nominate right now. All right. Great. Sounds good. Thank you, Joe. So for the next meeting, you will be the chair.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Next thing is public input. So I want to start with, in April, we had a sort of like an unofficial public input meeting. It was just kind of, we were at the stewards, and they invited us to come do a presentation. So we thought, why not ask them for feedback and tell them more about what the Cultural Council is? And thankful that a couple of members have decided to come and watch our meeting. And I just want to, and by the way, thank you to the Fitchburg Art Stewards for allowing us to speak during their programming this year. Thank you for the Fitchburg Cultural Alliance for hosting us at Main Street Studios, and Pop by Posh for quickly putting together some balloons for us to add a little bit more visibility on Main Street, to come in and check us out during 01420 week. And thank you for Fitchburg Arts and Culture Events Face Committee for including us as part of 01420 week. And lastly, thank you to New View Communities for feeding us with pizza. And for Catherine for putting together a lovely fruit platter for everyone. During it, I did like a little bit of an icebreaker where I did a mock vote to get people a little bit more comfortable and also see how easy it is to be part of a municipal council. And we invited the audience to see what it, and then instead of going through question by question of the public input survey like we normally do, I decided to make it a little bit broader and do discussion questions such as what are specific issues in Fitchburg and what kind of arts and culture programs could address some of these issues, as well as just general feedback. And that conversation, I expected was going to be like an hour, turned out being like 2 hours or something like that. Or took the full 2 hours of the stewards meeting, so I think it was a pretty successful one. And for those who were able to attend, which by the way, those who were not able to attend volunteered to, well, we appreciate those who are able to attend, and thank you to those who are able to step back. Those who did attend, do you guys have any things that you want to, any takeaways that you had from that meeting?
A lot of people were interested in doing community projects to get like creative projects within the community and getting more engagement with that.
Yeah. Catherine, did you have any thoughts? Or I know it was a little while ago.
It's a while back. I'm trying to think. I am not coming up with anything at the moment. People were very helpful with their comments, and there was a lot of interest.
Yeah.
I feel like people are willing and ready to volunteer, I think, so.
Joe, did you want to say something?
Yeah, well, having the art stewards provide a contribution into the Cultural Council's work is pretty valuable. These are leaders within the industry in which we're heavily supportive of, and it was always encouraging to get their input. And they are definitely a motivated bunch that are eager to participate and want to. They want the public, more of the general public, involved in the arts and culture related events. And I think that this particular group we'll see some pretty good engagement with them in grant season this coming year.
Awesome. Yeah, I know that there was a lot of discussion about marketing and the value of paying people to help market, as well as, considerations for the disabled community, and how it would be helpful having something like newsletter or something that has all-encompassing, here's all the community events that are going on, and all sorts of things. My notes are crazy. I need to reread them and type them up in something that is legible. We do have Francisco's recording of it, and I'll share it on social media so that others can also gain value from the wonderful discussion that we had, and we can also process that information a little bit more. So, but what we do need to talk about is our what will be our official public input. I do have a couple of ideas, or public input forum. I do have a couple of ideas that the councils, can take or not. But I did start a conversation with Civic Days for their block party on June 3rd. They would be willing to give us the main stage.
July 3rd.
Yes, July 3rd. They would be willing to give us the main stage from 4 p.m. to 4:20 p.m. before the first act goes up. And if you were interested, you could go up there, just whoever's sitting there, and do an informal public input meeting. Another idea in which they would want to know a response sooner than later of whether or not we want to move forward with that idea. Before I have any questions about that idea first.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
I think 20 minutes probably isn't really long enough to fully engage folks, but perhaps we could set the table, so to speak, do a little bit of engagement, and if we had a physical table close by that people could then follow up with us, maybe even some sort of visuals that people could write down information, point to what they like, something like that, that could work. I don't know if I'd want that to be our only public input meeting, though.
That's fair.
That's my 2 cents.
So I really like the idea of having a booth of some kind at Civic Days at the block party. That in and of itself is a public input meeting, and we can use that. But additionally, as Liz had mentioned, we should have another separate 1-hour program scheduled sometime between now and the end of August. And I'm not sure we can decide on what that is at this meeting. And we'll try to get that on. I will get that on the agenda for the next meeting. And those of us who know of places or have ideas on what we should do, please go explore them, and let's put them on the agenda and discuss them at that meeting. And we'll make it happen.
Awesome. Another idea that I have for you guys is, so as Fitchburg Creative City Partnership, we're actually going to be at the next city council meeting in which we're going to present our idea to the ward councilors, just to help us with this idea. But we want to do ward meetings in which we want to try to do like a neighborhood meeting, just do kind of like an info session, because we want to do a couple of other things that we want to tell the neighborhoods about. And get them involved, but we also want to present the opportunity for the Fitchburg Cultural Council to do public inputs at those meetings. So that is also another opportunity for you guys if you want to. And then there's, as mentioned, there are a lot of tabling opportunities that you guys might want to take advantage of. The Juneteenth events that are coming up. There are, I think, 3 or 4 different Juneteenth events happening in Fitchburg, as well as the block party, in which if you would like to pursue tabling, I guess
I would be willing to table, especially if I have at least one other person to do that with me at the Civic Days.
Fantastic. All right, so we have at least one person, so we can put in that, we can sign up for that.
I will confirm with my family that I can join you, but I don't want to 100% say I can do that until I check with you.
Right.
Fabulous. I'll also have a table as Curious Escape Rooms as always, so I can always help with fielding any questions, but I'll also be kind of busy too. All right, cool. You could also, at the parade on July 4th, go up and down the street and hand out surveys. I would recommend doing it 30 to 60 minutes before the parade begins while people are just waiting around. But if anyone wants to do that, that's also an opportunity. And the Amazing Duck Race is also another option, along with other summer community events that are happening. Does anyone want to volunteer for anything or have any other thoughts about public input?
I have a question. Do we have a survey? We're just going to use the one we had from last year, or are we changing anything?
Oh, it's just the same survey that we used in April.
Oh, right.
So that was already modified. Yeah, so that is already set and ready to go. And I thought I had a whole bunch printed out, and I can't find what happened to them. So you'll probably have to, you guys will have to get those printed out.
Yep, we'll arrange it.
Excellent. Joe, would you mind emailing or signing up for the block party then?
I don't mind signing up for it. I have to figure out what my schedule will be because I also may be doing something with the Cultural Alliance.
I just mean signing up the Cultural Council for a table.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'll take care of that.
Excellent.
No problem.
And I'll let them know that we do not. Do we want the main stage for 20 minutes?
I mean, we could use the opportunity to make an announcement,
Right, I was just thinking.
and then, maybe just frame it and point people to our table.
Okay. Sounds good. Great. All right. Next is apparently Mass Cultural Council made a visit to Fitchburg. I assume it was for talking about the cultural district. Does those who were in attendance, Liz, would you like to take it from here?
Sure. Thank you, Madam Chair. We, earlier in May, right, the beginning of May,
Yes.
we had a visit from Carolyn Cole. She is the program manager for cultural districts at the Mass Cultural Council. So we took her on a tour. It was about 2 hours, walking up Main Street, down Boulder, back up Main Street to show what could be a cultural district, and pointing to all the different assets that we have along the way. She was very enthusiastic about our prospects to establish a cultural district here in downtown Fitchburg. I felt like it was really a green light based on her feedback. However, having said that, Mass Cultural Council is not accepting grant applications in this current year. They are using this year to revamp their application process, and we won't be able to apply until next year. In the meantime, we're using this as an opportunity to prepare ourselves. So we're in the process right now. My office is applying for a small grant through the state's One Stop to obtain technical assistance to help us develop a marketing plan for the cultural district. That's one of the pieces that we'll need for the application. So we have a pretty good sense of what our cultural assets are, but a marketing plan is definitely a missing piece, and would just be a benefit to have anyway. So hopefully we'll get that grant. We would not find that out until the fall, but that would give us the time to engage with the consultant and prepare this work before we submit a cultural district application in 2026. Or is it 2025?
25.
25. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Did I miss anything, Joe?
No, I don't think you missed anything. I just wanted to add to it for the members of the public who are watching who may not be familiar with our decision as a council to support the efforts of bringing a cultural district to Fitchburg. We had voted to do that, I think, 2 months ago. And the benefit to Fitchburg is it's economical. It'll bring tourists. It can bring businesses. And it can bring people who want to come and live in the area. You know, we're activating spaces, making the downtown more active. It is continuing to get more active over the years, and I think the cultural district designation would put the accelerator down on that as well. And if it's okay, we have the mayor of Fitchburg with us today. It's nice to have her at the Cultural Council meeting. And I don't know if Mayor Squally, if you could speak to your impressions of the visit and how you support or don't support what we're trying to do here.
Well, you know, I've been involved with the Fitchburg Cultural Alliance for, 10, 12 years now. And at that time, they had just, gotten denied for the first round, for the first cultural district application under Mayor Wong. And so I know the Fitchburg Cultural Alliance has been trying to push this cultural district for quite a while. And at the time, we were close to the needed elements for a downtown cultural district, but they had a number of points that they had made, right? We didn't have enough business to support the cultural growth. You know, we had, perhaps the district that we were trying to create wasn't, encompassing the correct street-to-street area, and perhaps it was too long. I don't remember all the specific details, but the Cultural Alliance was kind of the lead driver in that. And ever since then, I've been very interested and engaged in what the city of Fitchburg has been doing. So here as mayor, here we are, 10 years post that application, and I think we are absolutely in the right position to designate a downtown, in-town area cultural district. And that was exactly the message that Carolyn Cole had given us. And frankly, when we walked around, with the director of the Art Museum, with us at Community Development, Fitchburg, Cultural Alliance, Fitchburg Cultural Council, myself, when we're walking around the downtown and just really seeing the growth in arts and culture and business and the connection that those are making, you can see that we are there. You can see what a transformative, area that we have created in just 10 years. And having a cultural district, I think, will help solidify that movement, help drive that economic development, help drive those businesses, those people, those cultural connections. And once we have the Fitchburg Arts community with 68 units of artist preference housing, those are the kind of people that are going to come and create the spaces that people want to be in. And, they're going to create the places and the events and the things, and they're going to go to the things. So I think we are perfectly primed for this situation. So the marketing plan that we're applying for, that technical assistance for that marketing plan in order to put the pieces together to do this cultural district application, I think we're moving in the right direction. So having the support of our Cultural Council and the Fitchburg Cultural Alliance, it will all the more, solidify that. So we appreciate you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Anything else? Anything I forgot?
Thank you for joining us.
All right.
And I want to follow up with just to let everybody know we do have the original application held at the Alliance, and it's been shared with the city, and we've gone through it. There's a task list, and it's a pretty long task list. There was a lot of little things in all the different questions that there's things that just need to be tied up. And updated to be more current than what we had back 10 years ago. And I think that with the 1-year delay in being able to apply, we'll be able to give enough attention to the application to really make it solid. So I'm looking forward to moving on this.
Awesome. Anything else? Great. Announcements. I'll start with, we do have a new program officer at the Mass Cultural Council. It's Cheyenne Cohn-Postel. So if you haven't gotten that email, I can make sure that you are on that I can find out why you didn't get that email. I just want to, well, first I'll say just different events that are happening, FCC-funded programs. On June 14th, Friday, 7 p.m., our program Maturity, which was a photo exhibition, which is a photo reception, will be happening at the Boulder Cafe. The FAM's Regional Exhibition of Art and Craft is having their opening celebration on June 21st. And they will be exhibiting that till September 8th, I think. And then, of course, the block party will be happening on July 3rd from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then in July 7th, on Sundays, July 7th, 14th, and 21st, the Fitchburg Military Band will be performing. On the 7th and 14th, they'll be performing at Cogswell Park, and on the 21st, they'll be performing at Emmanuel Church. All of these are from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And then on Tuesday, July 16th, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., I believe, My Story Craft will be happening at Fitchburg Art Museum. Join us for an exciting event. My Story Craft is an in-person gathering where we will celebrate the art of storytelling. Whether you're a writer, artist, or simply love a good tale, this event is for you. That's for June and July. Does anyone else have any other community events that they want to share for June and July? Oh, and also, do you want to tell us about yoga?
So we are having free yoga classes through the month of June on Mondays at 9:30 a.m. at Main Street Studios. This is in collaboration with the Fitchburg Public Library. And then later on in August, we'll be having free yoga classes at Sima Park from 6 to 7 p.m., rain or shine. And these are all thanks to the Fitchburg Cultural Council, so thank you.
What's the day for the August one?
They're Monday nights in August, so all 4 Monday nights in August.
Awesome. Joe?
I think Shara had her hand up, too.
Sure.
Well, the event I wanted to mention is not happening until September 14th, but we will be putting out calls for artists for the Low Park Chalk Art Festival sometime in the next few weeks. Any artists who are interested in participating, any families, communities, kids, it's open to everyone. You don't have to be an artist to make chalk art, but it's a full day from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. with an open mic, and live performances, food trucks, and making chalk art on the basketball court at Low Park.
Awesome. Did you have anything?
Yep, I did. So for those who are interested in trying to find out what the Cultural Council is involved with and where our events can be posted, there is a community calendar at the website address fitchburgmass.org, and it encompasses all things that are happening, nearly all things that are happening in the city of Fitchburg. But I know that all the Cultural Council events will be found in there. And it is a link to a website where you could submit your own events if you want to have them shared, as well as you can connect the Google Calendar that is displayed on that webpage to your own Google Calendar, and it gives you the opportunity to turn it on and off, and make your own plans to see what fits into your own calendar. There are over 400 events in the calendar right now happening in the next month or so. So anyone says there's nothing happening in Fitchburg, you really need to check out this website. And in addition to that, I do some advertising for that as well every Friday morning at 7:30 a.m. on WPKZ Radio. It's our local radio station. That's 1280 a.m., 105.3 FM, or streaming live on WPKZ.net. And tune in and learn more about what's happening in Fitchburg.
Awesome. As a non-FCC funded program, something that I'm helping with very lightly is one of the Juneteenth events happening on On June 19th proper, which is a Wednesday, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., Coffee Corp is taking over City Hall, and they're turning it into a buy black market. On one level, it'll be a market for from black sellers and vendors. And there will also be talks happening, and then I think there's going to be some dancing, and there's live performances and bands that are playing. And, Fitchburg Creative is happy that the City Hall has been working with us. We've been working with Liz, and it should be a really cool time. Do you want to add anything, Liz?
No, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Got their liquor license, liquor permit.
Ooh.
I believe there will also be alcohol for sale.
Yeah. So it's going to be kind of a loungy experience that we're going to really transform. Or they are really going to transform. I'm just kind of helping. I want to, all credit goes to Derek Craig, Joe Murchison, and the rest of the Coffee Corp crew, I believe, Tiana Burnett, and some others. To learn more about that, you can go to Coffee Corp with 3s. coffeecorp.org/buyblackmarket, I think. Any other community events y'all want to share? Come to go celebrate all the Juneteenth stuff and all the Civic Day stuff. All right. Any other announcements?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Joe to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Liz. I will speak to the matter. I did want to say a couple words beforehand.
Of course, you may. I thought we were wrapping up.
No, I just want to give any last calls for announcements, but I just want to say it has been my honor to serve on the Fitchburg Cultural Council. When I attended my first public input meeting at the Fitchburg Historical Society in 2018, I didn't really know much about what the Fitchburg Cultural Council was. I think I heard about it on Discussing Fitchburg Now, that there was an event going on or that there was a meeting happening for public input. I thought that sounded important, so I attended. And during that meeting, they asked, how can we get the word out there more, let people know who is the Fitchburg Cultural Council? How can we get the community more engaged and know about our opportunities? I suggested, why don't you guys start a Facebook group, because then others will post on it as well, and that can add engagement, and it can also be a place for people to discuss arts and culture programming or ideas that they might have and they need others to help them with, all that stuff, and promoting community events so it's not all on the Cultural Council, all that stuff. At the time, the committee was like, oh, I don't really know how to do that. So I said, I can help you with that. And about for a year, Co McKinnis, who was the chair at the time, and Joe Bowen, who was also there, were encouraging me, like, well, when are you going to become, like, are you going to become a voting member? You should become a voting member. I'm like, no, that's okay. I'll just come to monthly meetings, see how I feel about it, and see whether or not it fits in my schedule. And then, probably, it took about like a year for me to realize I've been coming to pretty much every single meeting. So maybe I should become a voting member so that I can actually vote on things. In that time, I've worn a lot of hats. I was part of the PR subcommittee, and then I became the chair, the co-chair of it, and then later I became the chair. We started a show on FATV called FCC TV, and I produced it and directed and edited it. Then I also became the administrator, handling the inbox and organizing our digital files. And soon after that, I became the co-chair of the Fitchburg Cultural Council with Tamar Russell Brown. And then here I am as chair. So I want to thank you all for giving me those opportunities to do that. I never thought that I would be involved in a municipal committee. And I do need to focus on my business and all the other community stuff that I'm doing, which I'm sure once I step back from this, I will soon step into something else within the community. So I will still be around. As of right now, I am just stepping down as chair, and I will. My intention is to come to the next meeting, but if I get too overwhelmed with too many things, I may send in my resignation letter. But as of right now, I will just step down as just as chair, but I will continue as a voting member.
Thank you, Audrey.
Yeah, thank you for your service, Audrey.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. All right. Anyone else speaking on the matter of motion of adjourning? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Aye. All right. 5:55. We are adjourned.